kind of generating that during the audits that we do. We go through that very specific calculation, so feel free to reach out in the Q&A chat, and we'd be happy to set that up. All right, so now specifically, we're talking again about how to generate marketing qualified leads, sales qualified leads using SEO. And again, I talk to a lot of you folks. I look at a lot of websites every day, and a big problem I often see, and there's been studies that show it, that especially for B2B sites, you came from, imagine you're a prospect, you typed in a non-branded search term. In other words, it didn't contain your brand name, financial software as a keyword, right? You're in the you're looking for a financial software solution. So there's X amount of people that search financial software, and you type that in, and imagine you land on a website, and literally it's not clear what you want me to do. And I see that all too often, right? And remember, that's the top of the funnel, the inquiry, the raw lead side of things. And when I look at websites, I see 0.5% conversion levels for 100 people that come from Google. You're not even getting the form fill out. Well, that's because you're not making it very clear within 3 to 7 seconds. Where am I? What can I do here? And why should I do it? Right? And that's a big problem. And we'll take a look at some examples of sites that do it well, and then we'll take a look at sites that don't do it so well. And in part because maybe you haven't used your website, your digital assets for demand generation purposes. They've been informational resources in nature. Your sales reps say, oh, check out the website, it's all informational anyways, versus using it to generate demand, right? And more people are recognizing, hey, you know what, it's all kind of cliche these days. When you have a question, well, you Google it, right? And showing up for keywords, there's a whole kind of process that we go through in optimizing websites, but going after informational problem-based keywords is probably a good idea, right? Because people are used to engaging with websites these days, and you need to make it easy for them to take next steps with you, and often that's not the case. And I've used Agilent before as an example, and this is a very large company, and I like to pick on them only because they're getting better and better. You should have seen their website a few years ago. This is actually a new iteration and a better version, in my opinion, and they're getting better, and they have internal people and a complex organization, if you will, with many business units and product offerings. And I can only imagine the internal arguments that happen over, well, what about my call to action? What about so-and-so? And but point being is, I think making it easy for people to take next steps is what we're trying to do here, right? Because so begins the top of the demand waterfall, from inquiry to MQL to sales qualified, all the way through the funnel. And as I'm on this page, this is their asset management, enterprise asset management, and that 3 to 7 second rule. The clock starts right now. Imagine I found this page from Google and I typed in enterprise asset management. So what do you want me to do, right? And it certainly doesn't make sense to click on the buy now, because that this isn't a B2C type of function. This is a business-to-business transaction, right? And so I have some options here, the managed services, laboratory assessment, and case studies. But it turns out they do have a call to action. Sadly, it's below the fold, right? So I have to go scroll all the way down to it, and then finally there's a request to quote at the bottom. And as simple as kind of head smacking as this seems, it can mean the difference, literally mean the difference between getting an enterprise lead versus not, right? And applying best practices in the way of call to action placements, making it very clear as I land on this page exactly what you want me to do without scrolling down, can make the difference of getting a lead or not. And these are a couple of examples that we've looked at in the past, and for some of you who have seen these before, I apologize, but we'll take a look at, I'll jump off and do the live audits, and we'll take a look at some of your guys' sites and apply the same best practices. So this is an example. We talk about sticky or persistent call to actions, and some of you love these, some of you hate them. Regardless of how you feel about them, we've managed a lot of different websites. We run their SEO and their paid search, and by adding these, I've literally seen 2x increases in conversion rates. Imagine you're getting 20 leads today. You add this, you now get 60, right? And I've seen that happen. And, and then on the right-hand side example here, and of course you can do A/B testing with that. If you're using Optimize and you have this sophisticated platform, knock yourself out. But the point is just having something very clear there can literally make the difference of getting leads and not. Right, and on the right-hand side, again, a perfect example. I'm on these folks' services page, mind you, a lot to do on there, and sure enough, below the fold, oh, guess what? We can help. Contact us, but you don't see it, right? Because you have to scroll down in order to get to it. So something as easy as that, that's how, if you do nothing else, if you don't drive an additional visitor from SEO or paid search, you can literally double your lead flow.